Sylvester Stallone puts the boxing gloves away in this movie called Nighthawks. Sylvester Stallone and Rutger Hauer star in this riveting story of suspense and intrigue that takes you on a pulse-pounding chase through London, Paris, and the streets of New York. When Europe's most feared terrorist explosively announces his presence in Manhattan, two elite undercover cops are assigned to stop him before he strikes again. But the ruthless terrorist has other plans for the city and the detectives. One thing that I think is missing from the marketing of this is Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Williams plays Stallone's partner in this, and they are Manhattan special detectives, undercover detectives. We start out with a woman being harassed in the street of New York. Turns out to be Stallone's character. They're undercover, and they catch the criminals together, Billy D. and Stallone. So they establish the chemistry between the two of those guys right away. And their captain is Joe Spinelli from the Rocky franchise and Maniac. Oh man, I was totally into this. This movie is freaking awesome. But then we go to Rutger Hauer. Rutger Hauer from Blade Runner. He plays the terrorist over in London, and we see that he is not messing around. Yeah, he bombs a store, he leaves something in the store, and it blows up. Rutger Hauer does not care. He says bring it on. He hangs out at these nightclubs in public. Nothing bothers him at all. He's a big womanizer. Wolfgar is his name. Wolfgar is Rutger Hauer's character. Wolfgar visits Manhattan, and Stallone and Billy D. Williams are on the track. That's their big deal. That's their big task. They're after him. And there's a confrontation early on where Stallone spots Wolfgar at a nightclub, and they do this whole thing in the 80s, like a Rocky IV type thing, where you get the Draco meme where it kind of zooms in. So you have Hauer and Stallone looking at each other, this zoom in. It's kind of sounds corny, but it really works in the film. Hauer gets away after this crazy chase. The whole movie is most of it's shot in New York, and you really get the gritty vibe of New York City from the 1981. You really get a feel for a times capsule of what it was like in the 80s in New York. I really like that aspect of the film too. New York is a character in this movie. Gritty feel. There's cool one-liners. Stallone has great delivery. Billy D. and Stallone have great chemistry. Hauer is awesome as the villain. Another crucial scene is when Stallone faces Hauer. He can't shoot him. He hesitates, and that ends up costing Billy D. Williams. He gets injured pretty severely. That's a big conflict in the film, where Billy and Sly have a little bit of you should have shot him. I couldn't do it. So they have a little bit of a little falling out, and there's an extremely satisfying ending to this film. I had a good time. This is from Shout Factory, part of the Shout Select line. We may see a 4K. So it's got some new interviews, but it's just mostly with people that are behind the camera, producers, director of photography, and then there's a theatrical trailer. So not a whole lot here. I would have liked some stuff from Stallone. I know he's posted on Instagram about really enjoying his time working on this film, so I would have liked a little interview with him or Billy D. Williams. Yeah, if you're into that early 80s vibe, just coming out of the 70s where you're getting a little bit of 80s flavor, but you still have the grittiness of the 70s blended in, that's what Nighthawks is going to provide you with. And let me know, guys, if you've seen Nighthawks and what you guys think. For more Return of the Disc, visit returnofthedisc.com. Check out the audio version of today's show, available on all major podcast platforms. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel.